a high-tech city where sleek towers pierced the twilight, a peaceful clan thrived, led by their modern-day samurai, Kai Nakamura. The neon glow of the city illuminated the lives of its inhabitants, who honored ancient traditions amidst the fast-paced world of technology. They embraced both the old ways and the new, guided by strong moral values reflecting the essence of their heritage. The days passed like a tranquil stream, but shadows loomed closer. Filled with honor was about to be shattered. Flashbacks painted images of a time when laughter danced in the air, and the clan's ancestral teachings echoed through the halls of their fortified sanctuary. Harrow, Kai's mentor from the old ways, often reminded him about the importance of integrity and the world's cyclical nature. Those teachings guided Kai, steeping in the wisdom of his ancestors while navigating the bustling urban life. Came the night that changed everything. Mercenaries, the enforcers of Lord Shiramoto, stormed through the walls, bringing with them chaos and destruction. Echoes of battle rang through the once peaceful halls as steel clashed against steel. I fought valiantly, his heart fluid with the spirit of the samurai, yet overwhelming numbers pushed the clan into a dark corner. Flames danced around him, swallowing the sanctuary as anguish painted the skies crimson. This brutal downfall, he witnessed his family torn apart, their screams lingering like a haunting melody in the air. A vision of his loved ones struggling against the merciless invasion carved deep into his mind. Dawn broke. The remnants of his clan lay in ruin, their honor extinguished under the corruption of greed. Lord Shiramoto stood triumphant among the ashes, an embodiment of the darkness that engulfed everything Kai believed in. Days turned into weeks, but the pain remained fresh, gnawing at Kai's very soul. Vengeance became a relentless storm, swirling within him, waiting to erupt. He immersed himself fully in this tempest of wrath, fueled by the desire to rectify the wrongs unleashed upon his clan and reclaim the honor stolen from him. A series of clandestine encounters, whispers of a hidden lab reached him. Hope ignited anew as Kai prepared to undertake the path that would redefine his existence. Cybernetic enhancements awaited him, a fusion of ancient martial prowess and cutting-edge technology, forging a new kind of warrior, one driven by a haunting past and the promise of justice. The shadows of the lab, machines whirred and pulsated with energy, preparing to transform him. The air was heavy with anticipation, an echo of fate intertwining with destiny. Miko emerged from the shadows, a skilled hacker intrigued by the plight of the fallen clan. Their eyes met, and she sensed the fire within him, a quest ignited by an undying spirit. They shared a moment filled with unspoken understanding, as Miko vowed to assist in uncovering the secrets buried deep within the corrupted foundation of the megacorporation. This partnership signaled the beginning of a bond, merging the wisdom of the past with the ferocity of the present. The depths of desolation, hope blossomed, entwining their fates together. With every enhancement Kai received, the memories of his past blurred and sharpened a dance of nostalgia and grief. He felt the weight of his clan's legacy resting upon his shoulders, a reminder of everything lost and everything worth fighting for. He prepared to embark on this dangerous journey. The guiding presence of Taro lingered, illuminating the path of honor he was meant to reclaim. Kimura, the cyber samurai, emerged reborn, his essence steeped in vengeance yet tempered by the traditions of his forebearers. With Emiko by his side, they would delve into the labyrinth of the megacorporation, bringing to light the shadows that had cast their dark veil upon his clan. Echoes of the past were intoxicating. His heart beat in rhythm with the pulse of a future yet to be forged. A world of stark contrast, Kai Nakamura moved silently through the labyrinthine corridors of the megacorporation's outskirts. A neon glow flickered above him, illuminating his sleek cybernetic enhancements, yet his heart beat in rhythm with the echo of ancient tradition. He and Emiko delved deeper into the shadows. They felt the weight of their mission heavy in the air. Miko, her fingers dancing over the holoscreen, whispered insights about the corporation's digital infrastructure. Each line of code was a thread in the tapestry of a greater mystery, and with every keystroke, He chipped away at the secrets that hid the specter's true identity. His senses heightened, maintained vigilance as they navigated the flickering lights and muffled sounds of the facility. A flicker of movement caught Kai's eye. Eiko emerged from the corner, her fierce gaze locking onto Kai with unyielding intensity. The air thickened with tension, as the animosity between them crackled like static electricity. Eiko, a fierce combatant driven by her own code of honor, questioned Kai's methods, challenging the balance between tradition and the emerging technology that enveloped them. Confrontation ignited. Eiko approached with the swift precision of a blade, and Kai responded, channeling years of training and a newfound strength from his enhancements. A duel unfolded like a dance in the moonlight, each movement a testament to their skills and beliefs. High-tech weaponry clashed with ancient martial arts, creating a mesmerizing display of light and shadow. Caught in the heat of battle, flashbacks of Taro's wisdom flooded Kai's mind. Teachings of honor and respect echoed within him, reminding him of the moral compass that guided his path. In the midst of the clash, Kai found himself pondering whether gaining vengeance demanded sacrificing his principle. It was a question hanging in the air, heavy with consequence. Their fight raged on. Eiko's rivalry turned into respect. She began to see the conviction in Kai's eyes. The more they clashed, the more Kai's determination resonated with her. A struggle transformed into a meeting of philosophies. With a final, decisive movement, Kai disarmed Eiko, but instead of delivering a blow, he extended a hand, acknowledging her skill and spirit. That moment, the rigid barrier between them began to dissolve. They stood breathless, warriors united by a common thread of loss and understanding. Eiko, realizing that vengeance alone could not mend the broken past, felt a stirring within her heart. She chose to join Kai in his quest, to honor those they had lost together. United with a newfound ally, Kai and Emiko continued their infiltration, piecing together the puzzle that would eventually lead them to the Spectre. Emiko's discovery of confidential files added urgency to their mission, revealing a web of betrayal that snaked across the corporation. Together, they stood on the precipice of unearthing the truth, ready to face whatever shadows awaited them. As they embarked on this deeper journey into the unknown, the bond formed through conflict strengthened their resolve, blending the essence of ancient samurai tradition with the relentless pursuit of justice in a cybernetic world. Kai Nakamura and Emiko stood outside the grand facade of the corporate gala. The pulse of the city vibrated beneath them. Towering neon lights sprawled like a cosmic web, illuminating the dark spaces of their journey. The gala shimmered with the promise of opulence, but beneath the surface lay the rot of corruption that had suffocated Kai's clan. Tonight, they would strike a blow against the heart of that darkness. Gathering his resolve, Kai recounted the lives lost and the honor discarded. He felt the weight of his ancestor and the spirit of Taro guiding him forward. Miko, ever resourceful, was busy toggling her holodisplay, tracing digital paths through the megacorporation's virtual landscape, a place where shadows danced among blinking lights and hidden treachery lurked within the code. Entrance loomed before them, a grand archway flanked by elegant guards, their eyes masked by dark visors that reflected the hues of the city. He dusted the collar of his attire, an unusual mix of traditional samurai attire, subtly integrated with cyber enhancements that pulsed softly with blue light. He felt the energy of vengeance coursing through him, suffusing him with purpose. They seamlessly mingled with the crowd, bearing an air of sophistication that concealed their true intention. Inside, the atmosphere brimmed with laughter and chatter, a masquerade of affluence shrouding the sinister dealings that defined Lord Shiramoto's empire. It was thick with the scent of betrayal, and Kai's senses heightened, scanning the room for allies and potential threats alike. In the corner, he spotted Ryo, clad in a sleek, modern suit, his own enhancement evident as he subtly adjusted the circuitry woven into his finger. They met, and in that brief moment, an understanding passed between them, two souls bound by loss, now fighting side by side. Merged into the backdrop, weaving through the guests, relaying a silent confirmation to Kai. Communion of purpose flourished within their hearts as they quietly strategized their next steps. Miko, perched deftly behind a large holographic display that streamed data from each corner of the gala, began using her hacking skills to manipulate security feeds, granting them moments of cover as they delved deeper into the panoply of elegance. The rhythmic pulses of the night echoed. Anticipation thrummed in Kai's chest. Stealthily, he approached a grand podium where Lord Shiramoto planned to address the assembly. That moment, Kai realized that this was not merely a personal vengeance. It was a battle for honor, for the many lives ruined under the cruel reign of the megacorporation. Clenching his fists, he felt the sharp edges of his cybernetic enhancements. They now served a purpose far greater than himself. The event unfolded before him, flowing with opulence while Kai's focus remained unwavering. A time to confront Lord Shiramoto drew near, each second laden with significance. Miko's presence behind him felt like an anchor, her whispered guidance a contrast to the chaos of his emotion. She scoured data streams, a spark ignited within him. He was reminded of his mentors and the ancient values they instilled: honor, dignity, and the samurai's unwavering spirit. As the moment arrived, with guests drawn into the allure of entertainment, Kai saw his opening. Miko had successfully disabled the security protocol. Synchronization. He and Ryo moved toward the podium, cloaked by the waves of laughter, slipping effortlessly from shadow to shadow. Just as Lord Shiramoto began to deliver his address, highlighting the corporation's achievements and their supposed philanthropy, Kai lunged from the crowd. The pact was electric. He swept into action, revealing himself like a specter from the past, his presence stunning the audience into silence. Quick to move alongside, each filled with a fierce determination that echoed their shared losses. The CEO's arrogant demeanor faltered as Kai stepped forward, the weight of vengeance wrapped around him like armor. His confrontation was not merely a battle of fists. It was a clash of ideals, the ancient ways of the samurai colliding with the cold calculations of corporate greed. They exchanged blows. The duel unfolded like a ballet of danger, technology blending seamlessly with martial arts. Kai's enhanced speed countered the high-tech weaponry aimed at him, each strike echoing with precision and honor. A fight intensified, the gala transforming into a spectacle of chaos and courage. Light blades flashed against the backdrop of opulent chandeliers, shattering illusions of safety. Every parry and strike carried the weight of Kai's resolve, the spirits of his fallen clan urging him onward. That moment, he was not merely a man burdened by loss. He was a warrior of honor reclaiming his stolen legacy. With each passing moment, the tension escalated, the echoes of turmoil reverberating throughout the hall. Atmosphere charged, transformed from confusion to excitement. The guests caught between the ruthless fight for justice and the allure of the gala night. Beknownst to Kai, this battle was more than just revenge. It encapsulated the struggle he had endured for so long, and with every breath, he moved closer to fulfilling his quest not just for himself, but for every life that had faced the specter of cruelty. He faced Lord Shiramoto. The realization dawned upon him, intertwined with the promising embrace of honor and justice that awaited him at the end of this tumultuous journey. This was the moment when past and future collided, when honor reclaimed its rightful place in a digital world ensnared by shadows. A battle raged on. Kai Nakamura stood resolute, ready to unleash not only his physical might but the spirit of the samurai within him. The culmination of his quest was brewing amidst the chaos, echoing the age-old struggle for justice, intertwined with the fate of humanity. A clash of steel echoed within the grand hall of the megacorporation, a stark contrast to the neon streets outside that were now filled with chaos and conflict. I stood amidst the remnants of the gala, the oppressive air thick with the scent of scorched metal and shattered dreams. In front of him was Lord Shiramoto, his adversary, cloaked in technological fortitude, and a wounded pride that mirrored the devastation he had wrought upon Kai's clan. The final rays of the setting sun filtered through the shattered glass, casting eerie shadows upon the mosaic of betrayal. two cyber samurais circled each other, silent titans driven by opposing motive. Ai's heart raced, every pulse echoing the memories of his fallen clan, while Taro's guiding words seemed to resonate deep within him, reminding him of the strength of honor. It was not merely physical, it was a collision of ideals, a clash of the past with the present. Amidst the chaos, Ryo emerged, his presence fierce and unwavering. He moved beside Kai as an embodiment of loyalty, a ghost from his own past dear to him. Their eyes locked, and an understanding passed between them without the need for words. With unyielding determination, they prepared to confront the embodiment of their Pain Lord Shiramoto. The fight commenced, the ballroom transformed into a stage of magnificent yet brutal artistry. Ai wove through Shiramoto's advanced weaponry, his movements a blend of swift agility and traditional techniques. Metal in a dazzling display as Ryo flanked the CEO, delivering blows fueled by vengeance and loss. Each strike felt like a retribution, echoing the pain of countless nights spent grieving those they had lost. As victory seemed within reach, tragedy struck. A moment that felt suspended in time. Ryo launched himself forward to deflect a lethal blow aimed at Kai. Impact sent him crashing against the marble floor, his sacrifice resonating in the air with a silence that screamed louder than any battled cry. Profound loss settled in Kai's heart, a weight that momentarily stole his breath away. Miko, watching from the sidelines, felt the shockwave of sorrow ripple through the air, yet within that moment of despair, she discovered her own resolve. Inspired by Ryo's sacrifice, she engaged the corporate security systems, launching an offensive cyber attack that distracted the guards, giving Kai the opening he desperately needed. Fueled by grief and gratitude, Kai faced Lord Shiramoto, the tempest within him igniting as he maneuvered through the pain. With every breath, he channeled the spirit of his clan, the essence of his fallen comrade, and the teachings of Taro. Duel unfolded like a tragic ballet, with Kai combining the fluidity of ancient martial arts and the precision of cyber enhancements. He fought not just for vengeance, but for honor, for the legacy that must be preserved. One decisive strike, Kai disarmed Lord Shiramoto, a glimmer of triumph flickering in his eyes. Here was the moment he had longed for, yet as he stood over the vanquished CEO, the realization washed over him like a cool breeze. He held the power of life and death in his hands. Harrow's teachings echoed louder than ever, reminding him of the value of mercy in the darkest of moments. An act that redefined his journey, Kai chose to spare Shiramoto's life. Instead of seeking further violence, he extended a chance for understanding, a possibility of redemption. A look in Shiramoto's eyes, fear, surprise, and a flicker of remorse unfurled like a blossom amid the ashes of the past. They had both lost in this game, entwined in a narrative woven by greed and regret. With the remnants of the gala bearing witness to his choice, Kai turned away, stepping into the cascading darkness. The cries of his clan played in his heart forever, requiem that would guide him toward a brighter future rooted in honor rather than revenge. Miko joined him, her presence a steady anchor as they walked through the ashes of their confrontation, embodying the blend of technology and ancient wisdom they aimed to uphold. They ventured out of the labyrinth of betrayal and deceit. The digital tributes they created for Kai's clan awaited. Miko's skills promised to honor those lost in a new realm, a legacy immortalized through light and data. Their hearts, the memory of Ryo and the teachings of Taro, pulsed with urgency, urging them to weave a tale of redemption amidst the high-tech shadows of their world. A city that never slept, their journey had only just begun. Nakamura, the cyber samurai, had not only reclaimed his honor, but embraced the dualities of his existence, ancient virtues blending with the pulses of modernity. In the quiet aftermath, a new path emerged, illuminated by the flickering glow of hope, a testament that even in the face of despair, a legacy of honor could rise anew. The dust began to settle in the aftermath of the gala's explosive confrontation. Kai Nakamura stood amidst the wreckage of shattered egos and broken glass. Bits of the high society event were littered around him, mingling with the glittering artifacts that once symbolized wealth and power. The air was thick with tension, the thrill of battle still clinging to his skin, yet it was accompanied by the weight of loss that sat heavy in his heart. His eyes remained fixed on Lord Shiramoto, who staggered back, the shock of defeat mirrored across his otherwise composed facade. A CEO, once a towering figure of corporate dominance, now appeared diminished, a cornered beast stripped of his bravado. I felt the frayed threads of vengeance pull taut within him, his resolve electrified by the presence of the man who had orchestrated the downfall of his clan. Round them, the stunned guests began to find their footing, murmurs of panic and disbelief echoing through the hall. Among them, Emiko worked deftly from her hidden vantage point, expertly maneuvering through digital controls to rally their allies. Flickered across the holographic interface she controlled, a lifeline drawn from the chaos to create a plan of escape should the situation spiral. The lights flickered back to life, casting ominous shadows. Kai took a step forward, his cybernetic enhancements humming with anticipation. The eyes of the wounded, the terrified, and the oppressed were on him, watching to see how this moment would unfold, a moment that transcended mere revenge. It was a chance for justice, for honor resurrected from the ashes. With every strike exchanged between Kai and Shiramoto, the echoes of Taro's teachings reverberated in his mind. Honor was not just a word, it was a way of life, a code to uphold even in the darkest of times. I felt the duality of his existence. The cybernetic enhancement that granted him strength were forged by the memory of his clan's tradition. Each punch and parry was guided not only by skill, but by a deep-rooted commitment to the samurai path. A CEO's arrogance faltered further with each blow, his desperation manifesting in an increasingly frantic defense. The fight had transformed into a battle not only of might, but of ideologies clashing within the high-tech arena. Ai's resolve hardened, and he embraced the emotions that roiled within. He was not merely fighting for revenge. He was fighting for the spirit of his clan that could not be extinguished, for the sanctity of the ancestral teachings they had cherished. For a fleeting moment, Kai hesitated, the remnants of doubt crawling back into his mind. Was vengeance all he sought? Could he truly reconcile the past without sacrificing the principles he held dear? But as his fists continued to fly, shattering the illusions of safety around him, clarity became evident. He would choose honor, not hatred, even against the man who had wrought such devastation. The final blow approached. He felt a surge of energy climbing from within, rising in chorus with the spirits of his fallen kin, demanding justice to be served. He held back his fury momentarily, bridging the chasm between the ancient ways and the swift efficiency of technology. With a single, precise strike, he incapacitated Shiramoto, who collapsed to the floor, the weight of his empire crumbling like dust. Silence enveloped the gala hall, the echoes of battle fading into a poignant stillness. Eyes gazed at Kai with a mixture of awe and fear, as they realized that the power of greed could no longer shield them from the consequences of their action. It was a moment of reckoning, not just for the corrupt CEO, but for all who had thrived amidst cruelty. Ryo joined Kai at his side. Both warriors breathed heavily, united not only by their respective losses, but by a newfound brotherhood forged in the crucible of conflict. They vowed silently to uphold each other's honor, to be beacons of light in a world too often shrouded in darkness. Merging from the chaos, Emiko stepped forth, her expression shifting from concern to triumph. It's the culmination of their shared journey, the melding of old traditions with new technology culminating in a single, powerful moment. The aftermath, as security personnel began to swarm into the hall like ants drawn to chaos, Kai took a slow breath. He understood that this battle did not mark the end of his journey, but rather ignited a new chapter. The wounds of the past still loomed large, yet he felt a glimmer of hope, a fusion of old worlds and new possibilities. Together, with Emiko and Ryo at his side, Kai steered his gaze toward the horizon beyond the shattered remnants of deceit, and to honor his clan not only in memory but through action. As once more, intertwined with their legacy, moving forward into a future illuminated by hope, honor, and an unyielding spirit that the shadows of corruption could never extinguish. They stepped away from the chaos, Kai could already envision a world where the echoes of his ancestors merged harmoniously with the pulse of technology, where tradition and innovation intertwined, creating a new legacy for their kind. A futuristic skyline beckoned, revealing the promise of tomorrow, and with it, the silent whispers of the samurai's journey had just begun anew. The aftermath of the chaotic gala, a heavy silence settled over the cavernous hall where dust danced in the dimming lights. Nakamura stood amidst the remnants of the opulence, crushed glass, and traces of battle marking the once celebratory space. Atmosphere felt charged with loss and reverberated with the echoes of sacrifices made. He processed the weight of Ryo's sacrifice. The pain was sharp, a dagger piercing through his resolve. Ord Shiramoto lay defeated, the shadows of his past sins etched visibly upon his features. His arrogance, once so overpowering, crumbled beneath the weight of justice served. I, now a collision of anger and sorrow, hovered between vengeance and mercy, reflecting on the lessons imparted by Taro. A spirit of his mentor pulsed within him, urging him to uphold the values that had sustained his clan through countless trials. In thought, Kai felt the presence of Emiko at his side. Her fingers danced over her devices, orchestrating digital tributes that would forever alter the memory of the fallen. Together, they could immortalize the honor of those lost, bringing their stories to life within the annals of the digital realm. It's not just to remember, but to redefine the narrative of a clan that had suffered at the hands of darkness. As Kai turned to leave, he could feel eyes upon him. Once celebratory guests, now witnesses to the chaos, lingered in stunned silence. He sensed their mix of fear and curiosity, as if they too felt the weight of what had transpired. Each of them now held a fragment of his story, a piece of the legacy he carried on his shoulders. Gone were the days of only darkness. There was a glimmer of light forming in the corners of the city that had encased him in despair. The city beyond welcomed him with distant sirens, and the rhythmic pulse of neon lights, sharp reminders of both the technologies that built this world and the ideals that had been lost in their wake. Cybernetic enhancements coursed through his veins, each pulse a reminder of strength imbued by loss. He understood now that he was not merely a vessel of vengeance. He was the embodiment of a new legacy, one that straddled the line between tradition and progress. Miko, sensing his contemplative mood, cast him a knowing glance. Her determination, ignited by their shared experiences, had never waned. Together, they walked side by side, stepping through the fragile boundary between the shadows of the past and the possibilities of the future. A soft glow of technology intertwined seamlessly with their ancestral values, creating a road paved not just with battles won, but with hearts healed. The weeks that followed, Kai dedicated himself to honoring the legacy of his clan. Digital tributes crafted by Emiko took form, each holographic projection, a vibrant tapestry weaving together stories of valor and honor. With each tribute unveiled, the lives lost regained their voice, transcending the corporeal into a lasting digital entity. A memory of Ryo, too, found its place, his courage celebrated, a testament to friendship forged in the fires of despair. A city began to change. Whispers of the fallen clan spread through the networks and neighborhoods. People began to gather in remembrance, united by a shared desire for justice and honor. No longer was Kai an isolated figure of vengeance. He transformed into a beacon of resilience, inspiring others to confront the shadows that plagued their own lives. Eventually, Kai stood at a digital memorial, Miko beside him, watching as faces of countless individuals appeared, rendered in vivid colors of life stories interwoven with the lessons of sacrifice. Amidst it all, Taro's teachings danced through his mind, urging him to continue walking the path forged by ancestors while embracing the innovations of tomorrow. With a heart still heavy but resolute, Kai vowed to uphold the ideals of honor, blending them with the relentless speed of the future and the mercy that comes with understanding. The digital age, he was more than a warrior. He was a custodian of legacy, bridging the worlds of antique honor and futuristic innovation. The glow of the city pulsed around them. Kai understood that this journey was not merely about seeking vengeance. It was about forging a future where honor thrived and memories remained immortal. a society captured by technology. He remained an indomitable spirit, a cyber samurai embracing both the past and the promise of tomorrow. The road ahead glimmered with hope, and therefore, a new tale began, woven through the very fabric of civilization and held by the scars of honor. Amidst the aftermath of the gala, a heavy stillness blanketed the hall, a stark contrast to the chaos that had just unfolded. Gleaming chandeliers hung like fallen stars, their light dimmed by the shadows of defeat. Kai Nakamura, a cyber samurai reborn from the embers of loss, surveyed the wreckage, the reality of vengeance realized yet intertwined with an unexpected burden of honor. Moto lay on the cold marble floor, his facade of control shattered, reflecting a man stripped of power, yet haunted by the consequences of his actions. I felt the pulse of his ancestors whispering through him, every heartbeat echoing the lessons of Taro. That moment, he understood clearly the weight of his decision. The power of retribution morphed into an opportunity for redemption, not only for himself, but for the man who had once been his nemesis. The guests regained their composure, confusion filling their eyes. An air of realization settled over the room. Witnessed firsthand the clash of ethics, the embodiment of justice breaking free from the chains of corruption. Miko busied herself, weaving a secure digital network from her hidden spot, eyes sharp, instinctively knowing that the tide was turning. He orchestrated their escape, her focus a calming presence amid the aftermath. Io stood beside Kai, the bond of shared grief tightening between them. Their past losses brought them to this moment now, warriors united against a common foe, their spirits strengthened by the courage born from suffering. Ai's resolve deepened, crystallizing into a determination fueled by both sorrow and hope, to honor those who could no longer fight. The murmurs of the guests transformed from shock to fear. Kai stepped forward, his voice steady yet resonating with authority. He could sense the mass of humanity, raw and vulnerable, shifting their gaze towards him, awaiting guidance, seeking direction. The depths of that moment, he recognized the potential for change, how the values of the ancient ways could ignite new beginnings in this modern world. Honor is not merely a statement, Kai proclaimed, his voice rising above the cacophony, drawing attention. Commitment to uphold justice, to mend what has been broken. For too long, we have allowed greed to dictate our paths. Each word landed with purpose as he continued, invigorating the crowd, a movement awakening within them, a call to collective responsibility. Tonight, we stand not just as individuals, but as a community shaped by the choices we make, to rise above corruption and champion the values that connect us all. The energy in the room shifted, waves of realization washing over the guests, absorbing the gravity of his message. Miko's fingers danced over the controls, instilling hope and a sense of purpose in the hearts of those assembled. Their figures began to approach, cloaked in uniforms and authority. Silence began to envelop Kai's audience once more. He could almost feel the tension, a ripple of apprehension overtaking the air. Eyed with the remnants of power, would they heed the call of integrity? This was a moment forged in the fires of transformation. Miko, ever vigilant, finished her preparations, ensuring their allies were ready for the next phase. Finished yet, she whispered to Kai as Ryo remained steadfast by his side. Ensure this message reaches beyond these walls. Every traitorous gaze of security personnel, the spirits of those who had fallen echoed within Kai, reminding him of their resilience. Time for more than individual acts of vengeance. Its threads connected into a greater cause that could challenge the very foundations of tyranny. With a deep inhalation, his cybernetic enhancements pulsing with renewed energy, Kai led the charge. They moved through the scattered remnants of the gala, a united front against all that sought to stifle their voices. They pushed forward, a growing understanding threaded through the crowd like an electric current. And now, one of the guests asked, a whisper laden with uncertainty. I turned, the light catching his determination, carving it into the memories of many. Now we rebuild. Legacies lost by weaving a future where our past guides us, not as a chain, but as a foundation. Miko's mastery over digital landscapes would manifest not only as a tool for escape, but as a platform for justice. Io stood ready, embodying the spirit of camaraderie that thrived from shared struggles. Their journey would not end tonight. It would pave the way to reclaiming not just their lives, but reshaping the destiny of their city, a beacon illuminating the forgotten values of honor in a high-tech realm. They exited the grandeur of the gala. The neon skyline flickered like distant stars, reflecting hopes vast and untamed. A world outside awaited them, filled with uncertainty yet brimming with potential. Kimura, once consumed by vengeance, had evolved into a figure symbolizing justice intertwined with honor, a cyber samurai ready to craft a new beginning. As they ventured forth, the whispered echoes of their clan's legacy resonated around them, a promise that even amidst shadows, the light of the samurai would endure, guiding their path into a future rich with hope. The aftermath of the gala's tumultuous confrontation, Kai Nakamura stood rooted amidst the echoes of chaos that resonated within the grand hall. A piece of opulence now lay in tatters, littered with fragments of shattered glass and remnants of what had been a celebration. A thrill of battle still buzzed in the air, yet the weight of loss settled firmly upon his shoulders, tethering him to memories that refused to fade. Shiramoto, defeated and vulnerable, lay sprawled before Kai, a once formidable CEO, a figure synonymous with power and corruption, appeared diminished and hollowed by the very fate he had orchestrated for others. Kai gazed down. A tempest of conflicting emotions roiled within him, the threads of vengeance and mercy dichotomized in a single heartbeat. Harrow's teachings echoed in his mind, a reminder that honor must guide his path even now. He contemplated the scars that Shiramoto had inflicted upon his clan. Miko emerged from the shadows, a beacon of resolve. Her fingers traced intricate patterns over her devices, her focus unyielding. Digital tributes she orchestrated promised to preserve the stories of the fallen and ensure their legacies endured in a world that often turned a blind eye to suffering. This was Kai's chance not just to remember, but to redefine what had been lost. Electing himself, Kai turned his back on the fallen CEO and the guests who were now witnesses to the startling turn of events. Their stunned expressions mirrored his inner conflict, a blend of fear, intrigue, and burgeoning respect. He understood that each one of them carried a piece of his story, now the legacy of an honorable clan reborn amidst ashes. They stepped outside into the vibrant chaos of the city. Neon lights flickered, illuminating the path forward. Each pulse of technology sang a song of connectivity, joy and sorrow, a narrative woven with both the promise of tomorrow and the shadows of the past. Cybernetic enhancements hummed with latent power, reminding him that he was not merely a vessel of retribution, custodian of the enduring spirit of his ancestors, a bridge between ancient tradition and the swift currents of innovation. Days turned into weeks, and Kai devoted himself to revitalizing the memory of his fallen clan. Miko's digital tributes came to life, each projection a vivid testament to lives once touched by honor and perseverance. These regained their voices, reverberating softly in the hearts of those who bore witness. Among them, Ryo's presence remained strong, a symbol of friendship and courage celebrated through their shared journey of survival. A city began to shift in response to their efforts. The clan's legacy pulsed through the networks, igniting a collective desire to acknowledge the scars inflicted by greed. Gatherings emerged, communities united in remembrance, as the figure of Kai transitioned from an avenger to a harbinger of resilience and hope. Amidst a digital memorial crafted with care, Kai stood alongside Miko, eyes surveying the vibrant images portraying the lives of their shared history. Lively narratives unfurled, woven with the themes of sacrifice and honor, and homage to those who had endured so much. Harrow's lessons, long embedded in his heart, urged Kai onward, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the essence of honor must prevail. Together they reveled in the newfound power of community, fabric stitched with the threads of stories too often left untold. That Kai vowed once more to uphold the values of his ancestors, carefully intertwining their teachings with the endless possibilities of the future. Like the city surrounding him, he was not a relic of the past, but a warrior of hope prepared to navigate the dance of tradition and progress. He understood that vengeance had transformed into purpose. No longer was he a solitary figure wrapped in grief, now embodied a legacy that transcended personal loss. He promised to infuse the world with honor, ensuring that the memories of the fallen remained uncorrupted by the shadows of greed. Twilight fell upon the neon-lit city. He caught sight of a gleaming horizon, a testament to a world where ancient wisdom lived hand in hand with technology. This vibrant landscape, Kai Nakamura, the cyber samurai, emerged as a symbol of redemption, forging his destiny anew, embracing both the past and the infinite potential of tomorrow. A road ahead was illuminated with hope. As they ventured forth, echoes of solidarity rose within him, heralding a new narrative, one that honored the legacy of those lost, boldly traversing the uncharted territories of the future.